Everyone makes mistakes, but some mistakes cost a lot more than others. While most of us might lose a few dollars or maybe a job opportunity because of an error, history is full of blunders that cost billions of dollars, destroyed entire industries, or changed the course of nations. These weren't just little slip-ups. They were catastrophic mistakes with consequences that rippled through time. Today, we're diving into the most expensive mistakes in history. From engineering disasters to poor business decisions, these mistakes prove that one bad choice can carry a price tag beyond imagination. The Challenger Space Shuttle disaster, 1986. The Space Shuttle Challenger explosion is one of NASA's darkest chapters. On January 28, 1986, just 73 seconds into its flight, the shuttle broke apart, killing all 7 crew members on board. The cause? A faulty O-ring seal in one of the solid rocket boosters that failed in unusually cold weather. This wasn't just a tragic loss of life, it was also an expensive mistake. The cost of the shuttle itself was about $1.2 billion in today's money, but the broader costs were far greater. The program was grounded for years, delaying U.S. space exploration and costing NASA an estimated $13 billion in redesigns, investigations, and lost missions. Challenger serves as a reminder that ignoring safety concerns can come with an astronomical price tag. The Titanic, 1912. The Titanic is remembered as the unsinkable ship that tragically sank on its maiden voyage. Built at a cost of about $7.5 million in 1912, over $200 million today, the luxury liner was the pride of the White Star Line. But cutting corners on lifeboats and ignoring iceberg warnings led to disaster. When the Titanic struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic, over 1,500 lives were lost, and the ship itself was destroyed. The White Star Line not only lost its flagship, but also faced lawsuits, reputational ruin, and bankruptcy in the years that followed. One mistake, overconfidence in design and lack of safety preparedness, cost both money and human lives on a staggering scale. The Mars Climate Orbiter, 1999. Space exploration is difficult, but sometimes the simplest mistakes cause the biggest losses. In 1999, NASA lost the Mars Climate Orbiter, a $327 million spacecraft because of a unit conversion error. One engineering team used the imperial system, pounds of force, while another used the metric system, newtons. The mismatch caused the spacecraft to enter Mars' atmosphere at the wrong angle and disintegrate. That single failure to double-check units destroyed years of work and hundreds of millions of dollars. It remains one of the most embarrassing and expensive mistakes in scientific history. Chernobyl nuclear disaster, 1986. On April 26, 1986, the world witnessed the worst nuclear accident in history. During a late-night safety test at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, a series of design flaws and operator errors caused reactor number 4 to explode. The immediate area was devastated, entire towns were evacuated, and radioactive fallout spread across Europe. The financial costs? Staggering. Cleanup, compensation, lost energy production, and long-term health costs have been estimated at $235 billion or more. Chernobyl wasn't just a technical mistake, it was a human failure to respect safety protocols. And it became one of the costliest disasters in human history. Exxon Valdez oil spill, 1989. On March 24, 1989, the Exxon Valdez oil tanker struck a reef off the coast of Alaska, spilling nearly 11 million gallons of crude oil into Prince William Sound. The environmental damage was catastrophic, destroying ecosystems and devastating local industries like fishing. The financial costs were also enormous. Exxon spent over $3.8 billion on cleanup efforts, $1 billion in settlements, and years of ongoing lawsuits. Combined with environmental and reputational damage, the total price tag has been estimated at over $7 billion. One tired captain and a moment of negligence turned into one of the most expensive environmental mistakes in history. Decca Records rejecting the Beatles, 1962. Not all expensive mistakes are physical disasters. Some are business blunders. In 1962, executives at Decca Records rejected a little-known band from Liverpool called the Beatles, famously claiming that guitar groups are on the way out. Instead, the Beatles signed with EMI, went on to become the most successful band in history, and generated billions of dollars in music sales, merchandise, and cultural influence. Industry analysts estimate that Decca missed out on at least $1 billion in potential revenue by passing on the band. That one bad business decision goes down as one of the most expensive what-ifs in entertainment history. Blockbuster rejecting Netflix, 2000. Speaking of entertainment blunders, one of the most famous mistakes came from Blockbuster Video. In 2000, when Netflix was a struggling DVD by mail company, its founders offered to sell the business to Blockbuster for just $50 million. Blockbuster laughed them out of the room. Fast forward 2 decades and Blockbuster is gone, while Netflix is worth over $150 billion. That mistake, dismissing streaming as a fad, cost Blockbuster its future and stands as a lesson in underestimating technological shifts. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill, 2010. On April 20th, 2010, an explosion on BP's Deepwater Horizon drilling rig in the Gulf of Mexico triggered the largest marine oil spill in history. 11 workers were killed and nearly 5 million barrels of oil gushed into the ocean over 87 days. The costs were catastrophic. BP spent over $65 billion on cleanup, compensation, and fines. Fishing, tourism, and local economies across the Gulf were devastated, and BP's stock value plummeted. One poor decision about well safety and cost-cutting measures led to one of the most expensive mistakes of all time. Yahoo rejecting Google, 1998. Back in 1998, Yahoo was the dominant search engine. Google's founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, approached Yahoo and offered to sell their company for just $1 million. Yahoo said no. Today, Google is worth over $1.5 trillion, and Yahoo has faded into near obscurity. That single decision to reject Google is considered one of the most expensive missed opportunities in tech history. The Sydney Opera House overrun, 1959 to 1973. Not every expensive mistake is about rejection or disaster. Some are about bad planning. The Sydney Opera House, now one of the most iconic buildings in the world, was originally estimated to cost $7 million and take 4 years to build. Instead, it took 14 years and cost $102 million, more than 14 times the original budget. While today the Opera House is celebrated as a masterpiece, at the time it was seen as a massive financial mistake. The government had to step in, political careers were ruined, and taxpayers carried the burden for decades. Coca-Cola's New Coke fiasco, 1985. In the 1980s, Coca-Cola feared it was losing ground to Pepsi. So in 1985, the company decided to change its century-old formula and introduce New Coke. The reaction was immediate and brutal. The consumers revolted, boycotts spread, and Coca-Cola's brand loyalty took a massive hit. Within 3 months, the company was forced to bring back Coca-Cola Classic. The fiasco is estimated to have cost Coca-Cola over $30 million in wasted marketing and lost sales. While the brand eventually recovered, New Coke became a symbol of one of the most expensive marketing mistakes ever. From space disasters to oil spills, and from missed business opportunities to engineering fiascos, history is full of mistakes that carried billion-dollar price tags. The Challenger explosion, Titanic, Chernobyl, and Fukushima showed the danger of ignoring safety. Blockbuster rejecting Netflix and Yahoo rejecting Google prove that arrogance can cost entire companies their future. And projects like the Sydney Opera House or Berlin Brandenburg Airport show how poor planning can drain billions from taxpayers.